So they'll be calling you a radical. So the Great Pacific Genocide, Kevin Blanch's work being verified every day, as I said in 2011, for every day since, they're going to tell you exactly what I'm telling you now, but they're going to wait 10, 12, 13 years. So, front page of the LA Times, environmental page. What? Talk about an oxymoron. LA Times, environmental page. So, my work's being verified. Another study. This is about the 15th one this year. People would laugh at me. No. All the wells time. Just the fact that these biologists are now saying, and they're probably still downplaying it. The gray whales, there's nothing more hallowed than a gray whale. Talk about the sacred species. In this short little window frame, post-Fukushima, over half the entire Pacific population has died. Now, I want you to wrap your mind around that. Can you imagine 30, 40 years ago when we were environmentalists, when the fucking world gave a fuck? Oh my God. The whole country would be going psycho. People's heads would roll. Again, you're just going to chalk it up to the food. And you read through it, the Fukushima coincidence. You read through it and, well, this is how fucking pitiful these regurgitate. Then they have the nerve to call themselves scientists. They're not fucking scientists. Show me your field work. I do all the work in fucking real time. We're not sure if it was just because there was too many of them. What the fuck are you talking about, too many of them? Oh my God. It's theater of the insane. So we'll get back to this, but this one really got me pissed. So for years and years and years, don't say the F word. Nobody would even fucking mention the word Fukushima. Would not mention it. Especially would not mention nuclear energy meltdowns, Fukushima nuclear. Unheard of. Could not be. Kevin Blanch every day. Just attack viciously. So they don't mention it for fucking nearly 13 years. In the year 12, the 12th year, they start to trickle it into the domain. The nuclear energy frogs have been boiled nicely, just like I said. For Hamlet and Cassandra got together, they had a baby. Blanche Stradamus. Fuck every single fucking word I said. I know it sounded so radical and such a crazy hypothesis in March of 2011 that all this was going to happen. But if you were to run regressional statistical models and regressional statistic probability models in 2011, exactly what Kevin Blanch was saying, you're talking fucking billions to one. Literally, billions to one. Because this is so radical what fucking happened. What I hypothesized was a radical thesis, but the event that happened was so fucking radical. So now they're saying this. That now they would not say Fukushima nuclear meltdowns. No one would say, it took me a year and a half to convince anybody on the face of the planet it was even one. It was me. And now Google's admitted they fucking went after me. The Department of Energy's way they attacked me. No lawyers, no nothing. It's just YouTube, Kevin Blanch on YouTube. It's just fire. It's just the fucking will. So now here's their new game. This is starting to show up the last few days. Now that they've said yes, now that everybody knows about the infamous nuclear. God, that's all we hear is those fucking F-16s all day, every day, 24/7. So now they're saying, now that everyone knows the infamous nuclear meltdowns of Fukushima, now the next line, they're coming out with the next line is the second biggest nuclear disaster in history, only second to Chernobyl. If this isn't fucking Orwell, you tell me what the fuck is Orwell. Okay, so let's review. Oh my God. Chernobyl, brand new nuclear reactor. One core blew up. No spent fuel pools because it was brand new. There was no spent fuel, you know. By the way, the Palisades, Bella, how can you fucking even, how's that even fucking legal when you have no answer for the waste? And even the company that shut down Palisades said, well, this reactor's so fucking out of date, it would take fucking, you know, billions and billions of dollars to get it up to date. And really, until you have an answer for the nuclear waste, which you don't, I think it's illegal to reopen. I know it's illegal. It's against the law. But swing state. So they're going to tell you, one, Chernobyl. One nuclear core blew up. Now remember, 780,000 men were immediately called up. Gorbachev called it in the draft. Now, the girl I was with for a long time, Annika, who lived there, and by the way, she didn't call it Kiev, and she was born and raised there. She called it Kiev, so I don't know. I mean, I guess. She said they knocked on her mom and dad's door, and because she had an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old brother, and told them, you've been called up. You have 30 minutes to get your stuff ready. 780,000 men in the old Soviet Union were called up. Not only did they entomb it over the top on a mining operation underneath it, they used the slurry borax egg around it. What did they do at Fukushima? Now remember, that's one, okay? Nasty fucking nasty accident. Well, is it really an accident? Building a nuclear reactor, I mean, it's inevitable. Fukushima. 9-point earthquake. There's no nuclear reactor on the face of the planet that can handle a 9-point earthquake. Wasn't the tsunami that got it. Wasn't using full power. Fuck, that earthquake shattered those fucking things. Fucking blew them to pieces. Broke the cores fucking wide open. Genie out of the bottle. 3, 4 full core meltdowns. 3. Possibly 4. I think there's 4. But we'll go with their 3 narrative, which I reported day 1. 8 spent, there's 7 nuclear reactors there. They all are just chunk full of spent fuel. Spent fuel comes out of the car with a crane and sits in a swim pool. Now, none of these reactors were ever built to store nuclear waste. None of them, including in Japan. So they've had to mosh pies them together. They put them on top, up high. They're swimming pools, and they stack another swimming pool on top of another swimming pool on top of another swim, because they have to stay cool. They have to use electricity to keep this water cool, to keep the spent fuel cold. They store it in water. They're swimming pools, that's what they are. Spent fuel pools. Each reactor has a set of its own spent fuel pools. Then there's a common spent fuel pool for what they were using. They were using fast breeder technology, experimental technology, MOX fuel. Do you know what MOX fuel is? Right here at West, right behind my house, Little Mountain, Utah. These scumbags, Westinghouse, zirconium. So it's against the law in the United States. So when it became the United States, they shipped it over there. So they enhance it to make it stronger, to make it weapons grade, which came first, the chicken or the egg. So you're telling me, so again, if this isn't fucking Orwell, you tell me what is Orwell. Winston, 2 plus 2 is, and if you've never read 1984, if you've never watched the movie, now you need to do it. You know, and Winston, where's Winston's girlfriend? Just like the book, just like the movie. I mean, where's Winston's girlfriend? Winston, what is 2 plus 2? Winston, it's whatever we tell you it is. You understand this? It's 911. It's 311. It's whatever we tell you. Chernobyl 1 is more than 3. Don't you get that? 1 is, it's what we tell you. Okay, good. They're stretching him. They're torturing him. Okay. What's 2 plus 2? It's 12. It's 8. It's 3. It's 6. It's whatever we tell you it is. You're lying, Winston. You're saying that. No, whatever. I got news for all of you fuckheads out there in the so-called scientific community. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus, you can only be hypnotized if you want to be hypnotized. And then there's the article that's out now on the at Avila and Luis Obispo. Their 5 muck committee, which are similar to county commissioners, voting on, can we keep Diablo Canyon open for 20 more years? Oh. What a claim. They don't decide. The NRC. And by the way, I emailed the NRC today on Palisades. I'll be emailing them again, which I have a million times on Diablo. Listen, and you don't think I have their ear? Oh, I have their ear. Oh, they listen. Here's pseudo de facto nuclear regulators, the NRC. Here's Kevin Blanche with no funding. You know, don't work for a government agency, whatever. And I'll guarantee you, I have more clout and more say inside the NRC than probably anybody in the world. They know I'm the expert. They know I had to know mobilize. They know I'm the one that knows. They know that I have all the goods on them. So when I emailed them today at Palisades, I says, look, the former owners said that it's outdated. It does not have a license because it's outdated. Same with Diablo Canyon. Diablo Canyon's license expired. Diablo Canyon, even the scumbag owners, and they're not public utilities, have come back out and said that, look, the thing's outdated. We need this upgrade, this upgrade, this upgrade, this upgrade. Palisades says it's economically impossible. It's not feasible. It's so outdated, it just needs to be retired and be done. So here you have these reactors under the United States law. The nuclear regulatory is bound by law. There are laws that these reactors have to meet. So you could throw the money, Biden, Trump, Obama at them. It doesn't matter. There are laws that are that the NRC is obligated by to reissue the license. Diablo Canyon does not meet the specifications of the United States law that oversees these reactors. Same with Palisades. They do not meet the United States government specifications. They do not. Thus, you cannot issue them a license. So they got to have this upgrade, that upgrade, this upgrade, billions and billions. And again, the owners of Palisades, why do you think they retired? That whole tech rolls in and fucking, they give me some money and They said themselves, we're retiring this thing because it's outdated and it's not up to code for relicensing. And it would take so many billions of dollars to get it up to relicense. It is economically impossible. Now, it's just like I was talking to a young guy today who sells solar. Look, it's real simple. You want to end global warming? End nuclear. Now, think about this. You're going to take, what does a nuclear energy reactor do? It boils the Earth's water over and over and over. You don't think creating this man-made heat exchange, which is fucking hot, really hot, and they're sitting next to giant natural bodies of water, whether it be Lake Michigan, Lake Erie, freaking the Pacific Ocean, the Mississippi River, the Atlantic Ocean. All these reactors have to sit next to big bodies of water. The only one that doesn't is Palo Verde in that big beast. It was supposed to shut down in Arizona, which pumps the recycled wastewater. Oh my God. So they boil the Earth's water. You know how much fucking water each reactor takes in? And when it comes in and then comes back out, well, what does it do to all the soup, the cloud, all the nitrogen in these fresh waters that are the staff of life? The plankton. It kills it. That's unarguable. You know how much hotter it comes out than when it comes in? So you're boiling all the Earth's water, and somehow, they've convinced you that's the answer to the planet heating up, is by boiling the Earth's water will somehow cool it down. Oh, fuck. It's theater of the insane. Up is down, black is white, wrong is fucking right. These two reactors, Palisades and, most of the reactors in the United States are way below the United States Code law that is written into law. You cannot give Palisades a license. You cannot give Diablo Canyon. Diablo Canyon is due to shut down at the end of this year. It was supposed to be last year. They're operating without a license. Palisades has no fucking license. And in order to get up to code on a fucking license, billions and billions. By the way, you know how much energy it takes these nuclear reactors to keep their spent fuel pool? When they plug in their Diablo's report this much extra energy into California. That's bullshit. Because these matrices are not taking away how much input of electricity they're taking to keep spent fuel pools cool. Because they were never designed for it. They were never put there. TikTok, Diablo Canyon. So now they're telling you, this is the new narrative all over, everywhere, put out, that one core reactor at Fukushima, the 780,000 men entombed, including a mining operation underneath it, is more than 3 full core meltdowns and 8 spent fuels, including box fuel that blew to fucking smithereens. And by the way, if you take a Geiger counter outside of Fukushima, say you get 5 miles away from the exclusion water, I will guarantee you the Geiger counter ranges are going to be much lower than the Pacific Ocean, because what have they done? The jet stream moves left to right. It's safer to live in Tokyo than it is in New York City, let alone Eugene, Oregon, let alone San Francisco, the direct hit, let alone Oregon, Utah, because the energy is being pushed into the Pacific Ocean, has been the whole time. And then it kills me. Oh, the Fukushima flushing, which is the greatest red herring in human history. If you don't know what a red herring is, Google it. And I've proven over and over and over and over that how can the sheep buy this? Okay, 2 months. They didn't start flushing the tank water. If they caught all the tank water and the water that rain and everything that's gone over these cores and pushed into the Pacific Ocean, the entire island of Japan would be covered by fucking tanks, and there would be towers to Babel. They started dumping on August 24th, 2023. In May of 2020. Now, kids, May comes before August. Orwell. 2 plus still is still fucking 4. In May, Fukushima Harbor, the Pacific Ocean, 18,000 becquerels of cesium-137 per kilogram in the flesh of the rockfish. That's 180 times over the raised legal. You know they crashed Rednet the day it happened, Gina McCarthy, and they raised the legal limits. 180,000. Now, you know cesium-137 only comes. It's a man-made freaking element, and we like to use that one because it's an easy one to trace and whatever. But if you have one, you have all the other culprits. Strontium-90, americium. You have plutonium. How about fructonium? It's been new, never happened before, which I But we know that the half-life is, what, 30 years? It is the marquee tracer. You know, and any radiation scientist will tell you, including Trump's uncle. What? Yeah. Google Donald Trump's uncle. Yeah, the MIT professor. His dad's brother, his uncle. What? He was the radiation physicist at MIT? Yeah. And you wonder why Trump covers it up. Remember he met with the beheaded? Obama covered it up. Oh, Biden's covered it up. Who runs the show? So May comes before August. So how's that possible if they caught all the tank water? Oh, let's even go the year before. Let's go in January 22. Rockfish caught 40 kilometers off the coast of Fukushima in the current. "14 times over the safe legal limits of season 1. Okay, let's go back to June of 2011. Ken Buesler's study and crew. The KOK study with the boat from Hawaii they hit. I'm the guy that leaked that out into the internet. June 2011. 40 kilometers off the coast of Fukushima, 300 meters down. First sample set, twice the background levels. Second sample set, 3 times the background. Whoa, wait a minute. Excuse me. First sample set, 3 times the background. Second, 50 times. Whoa, oh my God. Oh no, it's cesium 137. Third sample set, 1,000 times. I put it out before the conclusion was written. I had it all over the internet, whatever. It's out there now. They wrote the conclusion 2 years later in 2013. In conclusion, the radionuclides that have come off the Fukushima disaster are already into the Japanese current, which, by the way, flows directly into the California current. It is already into the biosphere, and there's no stopping it. They hid that. Ken Buesler recently did a freaking interview and said that when they first got up there, he slipped. And he said that when they first got up there in June of 2011, that the radionuclides, derivatives from the Fukushima disaster in the Pacific Ocean were millions of times the background level. That's a direct quote from me. First time I ever heard that. Of course, I said that because I knew that. Full core balance. So they've got you convinced, and this is their new narrative. Won't say the F word, won't even mention Fukushima, classify. And you think that Russia has state-run TV? Toss, provide? Fuck. This is the greatest conspiracy in human history, the cover-up of Fukushima. Now, who's the conspiracy theorist? Not me. I'm the scientist. I'm the biologist. I'm not we were talking about this the other day. I'm not a theoretical physicist. I got off that when I was young. They recruited me as a theoretical physicist. I remember being in my theoretical physics class when I was 17 years old. In a university, a good university with great professors. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's all theory. Remember entanglement? Remember Einstein called it spooky science at a distance? That blows it all to hell. Hawkins, Neil, that's on, PBS, they're all theorists. It's theory. It's nothing. It's philosophy. All of it's philosophy. Now, Einstein's early work, what I do is the opposite. I'm a biologist. I'm a scientist. We don't get into what the cosmos are, what might be, who knows, entanglement, spooky science at a distance, do we? No, we quantify the reality. We do field work. I'm on that ocean constantly. Push it in there, and we don't do coincidence. Scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're stumped, they're curious, they're alarmed. That's not science. In fact, that's fraud. So we do the work. So you cannot say, look, the nuclear energy, the 3 full core meltdowns and the ace-band fuel pools who blew to fucking smithereens with visual evidence of it, they made the day on day 6 to push water on it. The water, the storms, the typhoons, everything, these cores, they still have not found these cores to this day. The new robots that came out, again, everybody says, look, an elephant's foot proves that China should. Elephant's foot? What the fuck are you talking about? These fucking robots can't even tell you, get in there. There's no elephant's foot. There ain't nothing. These robots have gotten in, and in for 13 years, they get down the hole, and there's nothing there. How far down is it? Where is it? They have no clue. They'll tell you they have no clue 13 years later. Chernobyl? The only reason there's an elephant's foot there is because they mined underneath it. They entombed it. Remember, that was a mining operation. Why did they do a mining operation if it's a core that blew up? Because they knew, the hypothesis of China, which I named Delmar syndrome. So the robots have proven this over and over and over. You look at them, they get in there, they're right down through there, and you can see there's where the cores are supposed to be. There's nothing. The metal, the apparatus, the concrete, it's all melted. It's gone. And they admit that full and freely. It took fucking Kevin Blanch 1 day, 1 hour to tell you what Lake Barrett told Leslie Stahl in 60 Minutes, 3,888 days it took them. Well, I know Lake Barrett. Mark, who's his maintenance guy, had him on the phone one day. That big fake metal, really cool sunflower that I have. Mark made that for me in 2013, 2012 in Lake Barrett's yard in Florida. He had Lake on the phone one day. He says, hey, Lake, Kevin Blanch, I'm going to call him right now. He says, I got him on the phone. He says these are full core meltdowns of Fukushima, and this is in 2012, 2013, and these are full blown out nuclear meltdowns, and nobody has any clue where they're at or what the thing. These are in the Pacific Ocean, and they're full core meltdowns. Like Barrett, well, Kevin Blanch is right. Well, that's not what you said on TV, Lake. Had to tell him something. Now, why is Lake Barrett and Fukushima on the show? 51st state, us, Yalta by the Sea. We completely lock, stock, barrel the United States. That's the treaties that were signed post-World War II. We run Japan. Remember, you forget Yalta by the Sea when they divided up the world? So you're telling me, so the new narrative out there now is, yes, everybody knows about the infamous Fukushima nuclear meltdown now. The second worst nuclear meltdown besides Chernobyl, only second to the worst one, Chernobyl. What? One is more than really 11. 8 Smithfield pools, 3 cores, maybe 12. Okay, Winston, this is the most Orwellian fucking thing in human history. And they're going to go along with coincidence. The tide pools walk out. Fukushima ever caused waste. It's just a coincidence that happened right after Fukushima, which Kevin Blanch hypothesized and predicted all that. First, it's going to go the tide pools. Kevin Blanch, play back the tape, Your Honor. Did it? So what caused wasting disease? It's like this article. Oh, the whales starved to death because of the blob. What? Because starvation. Whales are plankton feeders, right? Kevin Blanch, March 2011. This energy is going to push in the ocean. It's going to break the chain. This is such a heat exchange. This energy is unforeseen in the history. It's hot. It's beyond hot. Bringing star power to Earth, Livermore, California. The sun can give you cancer from 94 million miles away. We have 3 of them right there, 6,500 miles as the crow flies. Not to mention my own cancer and my own leukemia I predicted. Son of consent. I've always been able to see the future. You can argue with me that all you want. Play back the tape, Your Honor. And, I've given you hundreds and hundreds of examples, and people ignore me and run away from it because they can't wrap their mind around this. This was not that hard to hypothesize. I knew these reactions. I did the due diligence at Weber State Water School of Business when we were #1 school of business in the country. I was the guy. Now they're investigation by the FBI. I was the guy there. I knew these Mach 1, Mach 2s that were built here by Utah Construction had no chance with a 9-point earthquake. When I saw this, I was out in the Energy Solutions dump site protesting the nuclear waste coming in there. When it happened, I got home and I saw it on TV and I saw it on CNN of all places. And I saw the boat because we had barges on there. That's the activist community because we didn't trust them. We had barges out there because there were accidents at Fukushima and Daiichi before. We're like, oh, I knew right then. And then I saw that it was a 9-pointer. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I jumped up and did a video. It took me about 12 hours to upload it. I went to bed. That video had 137,000. There's been a nuclear meltdown over there in that reactor. And man, and they're going to lie. They're going to circle that. And I predicted all that. Wasn't that hard to predict? This energy comes in. I said, it's going to break the chain. You promised you would never break the chain. It's good. It's an eco chain. I knew this was going to happen. This energy was going to be pushed into the Pacific Ocean, and it's going to break the photoplankton. The storms rise up. It's going to cause a heat bubble over the Western United States. Just the greatest drought in 1,200 years. Now, who can predict this? Blanchard-Thomas. You know, years from now, people can look back and say, "Oh my God, look at this fucking guy. What the fuck?" And no one listened to him. So their new narrative now is one core at Chernobyl that blew up is more than 3. Well, it's actually more than 4. It's actually more than 11, Winston. It's whatever we tell you it is. Oh my God, this global cabal called the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. When I really felt like that Chernobyl was going to break the whole pyramid, which it has. I mean, it's what happened to the USSR. Ask Gorbachev. What took down the old USSR? The invasion of Afghanistan and then nuclear meltdown at Chernobyl. Nuclear meltdown, singular. What took down the old USA, now America, bringing out of control that fucking freak show to cover up Fukushima old geezers that want to be fucking Caesars. Whoa. The invasion of Afghanistan and the nuclear meltdowns of Fukushima. There are reactors the United States runs. What do you think? Post World War II, they built 50 nuclear reactors over there. You didn't think they knew that was going to happen? Go ask fucking Louis Strauss. Go ask Leo Lazar. Go ask Albert Einstein. They all fucking predicted it. They all fucking turned on nuclear engineering when they were pro-nuclear. Pop, popo, oppy, drop, they never stopped. So this is their new narrative. And my work being verified again. This is the front page of the New York Times. Now you think about this. Over half of the entire gray whale population drops dead in this short period. And that's not alarming. We call those outliers in science. Not to be confused with outright liars all over television. I work for Harvard. I work for MIT. I work for Cal Berkeley. I could have went to work for any of those places when Bell wanted me. No way. I knew better. They weren't going to golden handcuff me. No fucking way. They blackballed me. They went, so what? So what? You know? Yeah, it's been a hard struggle for me and a fucking fight from hell, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, Albert Einstein. If I did it all over, I'd be a carpenter. I'd be a plumber. I'd be a plaster. Give it up. Well, I knew that when I was young, so I became the plaster as a young guy. Did my first plastering job since my open heart surgery. You know, I've been rehabbing hard for last year. I put on 30 pounds of muscle back. I have a pacemaker now, and I was able to do it beautifully. The whole room. I mean, I couldn't believe it. And it made me remember how much I missed being a doer. Accomplishing something good. It's like this young man I talked to today. And I says, it's real simple. Allow people in Utah, Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona, in this sun desert we have, to sell back our solar into the grid. I just allow us to do it. Unlimited. These people are such Freudian dogs, sheep, goats, whatever. They're so... If you said to Utahns, to Nevada, Nevada's work. Nevada was selling back, and there were individual homeowners making $5,000-$6,000 a month. And they said, that's not fair to the nuclear industry, to the coal industry, to the, fossil fuel energy, because they never built a fucking grid. That's a total lie. And I've consulted for dozens of politicians, dozens of apparatuses, that's a lie. The United States taxpayer has built this entire grid, not those fuckers. And they don't maintain it either. The United States taxpayer and ratepayers do. So if they block it, California's pollution more solar than they know what to do with. They can't. States like Utah block it. It's a fuck Europe. Fuck, they look at your map and they see this giant dead been over here and they're like, fuck, it's a giant, it's a no-brainer. Fuck, they're going alternative. Oh, they're dropping consumption there. They don't have a fucking desert like that. They're like, fuck, it's a no-brainer with you guys. If you allow people to sell unlimited back into the grid, businesses, individual, fuck, you'd have people here, you'd have solar panels all over their house, on their cars, on their fucking doghouse, on their fucking barns. They'd have solar panels strapped to their fucking kids' backs, making them walk around in the fucking yard all fucking day one on them to sell back. Because that's all they think about is fucking money. If you allowed the individual person, individual homeowners, business owners, anybody that fucking wanted to sell it back into the grid and the cheaper price wins. Global warming's over. The nuclear industry's done. Big fucking fossil oil's done. It's over. It's over like that. Why don't they? Because we've had 80 years of lobbyists. The Manhattan Project, the places like the Department of Energy needs to be dissolved. Department of Atomic. They don't fund anything. I mean, just flooding. I mean, in this day and age, look what's going on in fucking the Middle East of Eden in this day and age. What's going on in Ukraine in this stage? Pop, oh, I'll be dropped. It never stop. Hoover. Problem with capitalism, it's full of capital. Well, let us be. You want free markets? Okay, let's have free fucking markets. Let's have free market on energy. Allow the free market to set the fucking thing. Oh, well, we paid for the grid. We got to maintain. You're full of shit. You don't maintain shit on the grid. The United States ratepayer does that. Allow the free market to be the free market. Solar will dominate it overnight. It already is. But this pork that just flows out. Fuck the deal. You're throwing money. Trillions of billions. Tax the future. Give to my friends. GOP. They're fiscally responsible? Oh, fuck, please. The imperialist warmongering Democrats? Fuck. The party of the environment? Oh, fuck. Fukushima. Fucking. I'm a butcher, what's a cow? I'm a baker, what's a cake? I'm a football player, what's a fucking goalpost? I'm a basketball player, what's a fucking basketball? I'm an environmentalist, I'm green. What's Fukushima? So they don't let you say, nobody say the Fukushima word for 13 years, and now they've finally trickled it in, just like I said. They will tell you exactly what I'm telling you 10, 12, 13 years later. The nuclear energy frogs have been boiled nicely. Cancer rates spiking off the hook. Dead tide pools at your feet. Salmon collapse, which is all quantified. We have 12 years of data. Kevin Blanch has done the greatest PhD in human fucking history. As it happened. We have the data now. You can run regressionary models all you want. It is absolutely unarguable now. We have the well data. We have the sea lion data. We have the seal data. We have the starfish data. We have the salmon data. We have it all. Plug it into a fucking regressionary model and take the bias out. It will point to the greatest outlier in human since Krakatoa in 4816. At least. I think it's worse than that. It's absolutely unarguable science now that the greatest outlier in the Pacific Ocean and over the North American Western United States, the global ecology, we know that where it started was the Pacific Ocean. The Western North American continent. We know that outlier was 2011. We know something radical, crazy happened and triggered all this. That's absolutely unarguable science. First you hypothesize, then you do the field work. While I'm full of cancer, the new Semmelweis. Then you defend your work. Against this tsunami? So the only argument you can have with me now, the only one, because this is new. We don't know what the fuck it is. Of course they're mystified, they're baffled, they're stunned because there's no money in fucking their golden handcuffs. Don't say the F word. Oh, now they're saying it. Now just say it's one is more than three. 1 is more than 12, Winston. It's whatever we fucking tell you. And they go along. But you can copy and paste and put your new PhD at Harvard. Busted. So you can argue with me, what was it? Something radical happened in the Pacific Ocean in 2011. It's unarguable. It's absolutely unarguable now. What was it? A meteor? That would explain it. If a big fucking meteor struck the Pacific, a huge meteor. Did it? No. Huh. Did Krakatoa, a new Krakatoa form bigger than even Krakatoa? Or wouldn't we see the plume over us? This plume that's coming over us, acidification, they call it the blob. I'm the first guy that named it the blob and called it the blob. I named all this stuff. What caused the blob? That's called acidification. Well, how does acidification happen in biology, kids? When the healthy species fucking is gone. The lowest form moves in called scum. It's black. That's what the blob was. I'm the first guy that reported you could physically see it. I'm the first guy that started calling it the blob. I'm the guy that named the freaking heat bubble of the Western Ice, the Great Western North America heat dome, heat bubble. I named it before it happened. Just the greatest drought in 1,200 years. The fires. I'm the guy that predicted it. Spontaneous fires it's going to cause all over. It's going to get into the fucking pine needles. Did it happen? Oh, it happened. Everything sounds so radical, so crazy, but Fukushima's meltdowns are radical, and they're crazy. And for every action, there's a reaction. So what happened in 2011? It wasn't a Krakatoa. It wasn't a meteor. Was there 9 million exile that day? So what the fuck happened, Sergeant? Oh, at least 3 full core meltdowns. 8 spent fuel pools in Vauxhall blew to smithereens. The ocean pushes off. The jet stream moves left to right. It's safer to live in Tokyo than New York City. The jet stream moves left to right. Hello. Let's go back to the cave. Storms rise off that ocean. You're going to deny my work like Semmelweis. Oh, little invisible fucking germs flying through the air. That's blasphemy. When he proved it for 10 years, made his doctors wash his hands. Oh, nuclear fallout. You can't smell it. You can't see it. You can't think. But we know cancer rates have fucking skyrocketed, including my own. Just the fact that I got cancer and I went into the bone marrow transplant on 11/11/11 is statistically impossible. This fact. How about this fact? Fukushima happened on March 11th in Japan. March 11th. Spanish flu, the first case was reported in Kansas on March 11th. Coincidence? Possibly. That's you have 364 possible outcomes, right? Stats, right? If an event happened on the day, 2 happening on the same day. There's 364 days in a year. 365 if it's a leap year. So, okay, 1 in 3. What? Don't tell me that the new demic was declared on the same day, March. What the fuck is that? Probably 30. I think it's 32,860. 1 in 32. Okay. Well, things are connected. Things are connected. Things are connected. That's unarguable. That's biology. That's ecology. Kevin Blanch, the scientist, the biologist. I'm not a theoretical physicist. I don't even believe in that shit. That's philosophy. I do hard science, and I always have. Einstein. If I did it over, I'd be I am a blaster. I always have been. I take such great pride in it. I've been for a long time. Did my first job today. With a pacemaker. First, they come for the craftsman. I can walk and chew gum at the same time. My tide pool work alone's fucking me on my Nobel Prize, let alone my salmon work, let alone my well work, let alone my fucking plutonium fire work. I've done the work of 1,000 biologists. What do I get for it? Surely not no money. I get slander. Facebook pages, YouTube sites with my name 100% to slander. And you think that's just coincidence? Who do you think funded? And we know they were paid. That's unarguable. You go back to 2011, 2012. A lot of people that weren't here don't know what I was going through there. There was dozens of them. Most of them are gone now. slandering me, calling me every name in the fucking book. I mean, you think that's just a coincidence? Okay. Coincidence don't get it in science. You get to work and prove it. First you hypothesize the knowledge, then you do the field work, and you defend your work. And if you were right, you're right. And then it becomes the new knowledge. The Great Pacific Genocide, the greatest PhD in human history. And I got news, Winston. All you Orwellian sheeps, goats, whatever, not our army. Our army. 2 plus 2 is fucking 4. Fukushima is the greatest ecological catastrophe, the greatest nuclear disaster in human history by many, many times. Many times. Stay in tune.